I have something on my mind and nobody else is home, and it's either this or I talk to my reflection in the mirror. I want to talk about being a picky eater, which I feel like is controversial when it doesn't need to be, because why is what someone else eats your business, you know? I used to be way more judgmental of being a picky eater when I was younger for two reasons. One, I was much less knowledgeable about when things like that are wrapped up in things like eating disorders or autism or, you know, a lot of things can go on in your head and in your body that prevent you from eating in a way that seems normal. And it's not anyone's business. But also, the second reason was I used to pride myself as a non-picky eater. And I was like, oh, I'll try anything. I'm so open-minded. And I am kind of open-minded. I like trying new things. But something I've learned about myself as I've aged into the beautiful adult lady that you see before you is that I'm an extraordinarily picky eater. And I feel like everybody in my life has told me this for years, and I've ignored it or not been aware of the fact that they were right. So I'm gonna talk about stuff that I'm picky about. And if you are a picky eater and you're in a shareable, charitable mood, let us know in the comment section what you're picky about. If you follow anyone online who lives in a building with old-ass radiators and they post with any degree of consistency in the winter months, I just had to wait 20 minutes in order to be able to film because my radiators all decided to break into a 3-part harmony at the same time. We are gonna take what God has given us on this day and we're gonna make content out of it. Oh God. In order to make things easier for myself, I was like, oh, I should have like a list of food categories to get me started, right? Little beginnings of thoughts. And do you know how I was gonna do that? I was just gonna Google food and start scrolling. I'm the smartest girl in the world. For the love of God, I hate bell peppers. I think that raw red bell peppers, first of all, roast them, different tune entirely. I love a roasted red bell pepper. I feel like it's a great addition to things. But I think that red bell peppers, when you eat them raw, I think that they taste like sweat. I get that some people think that they taste sweet and they like them. It could be that people who think red bell peppers eaten raw taste sweet also get some sort of sensual gratification out of licking other people's armpits. I can't prove that, so I'm not saying it. I'm saying it could be something. I don't like turnips and I don't like parsnips. I just don't think they taste good. And I feel like potatoes and carrots are right there. They taste better. They're easier to find. I don't want to say it, but they're sexier. We'll talk about the elephant in the room. Say it with me now. Mushrooms. Okay. I will tolerate a mushroom in certain situations, in certain contexts. Korean food, yum, yum, yum. I ordered japchae from a Korean restaurant near my grad school one day this summer, and the most beautiful, sumptuous wood ear mushrooms were swimming amongst those noodles, and it was fantastic. Shiitake mushrooms and I are only occasionally on speaking terms. By the way, I feel like this is important to state at the beginning. Cilantro is a big discussion. There's the whole cilantro soap gene thing, which if you've never heard, there's no way you haven't heard it. It's like right up there with people talking about the word moist in terms of thing that starts annoying conversations with people you don't know well enough to talk about something more interesting. I don't have the cilantro soap gene. I just don't like cilantro. And I found this out semi-recently because I've often told people like, oh yeah, I have the cilantro thing. Like I don't like cilantro, they'd be like, what? You should kill yourself. People who like cilantro are right up there with dog owners. Let me not. But then I looked up one day what cilantro tastes like to people, and because I was like, I don't taste soap. It just tastes like grass to me. And I know grass and soap taste different because I'm 29 years old and sometimes you just know things. The descriptions I looked up matched how I interpret the taste of cilantro. I just don't like it. I've come around more to mushrooms as they've aged, but I still don't like when there's too many mushrooms in something, and I don't like mushrooms on pizza very much. God, that just got me thinking about people who still talk about how much they hate the word moist, and it's like, girl, it's 2023. Pick something else to talk about. Why are we still talking about moist? Do you have any other 2011 type topics of conversation to bring up? Have you heard about that whole balloon boy thing? What was ever the problem with the word moist? I don't understand how this started, right? I've never had an issue with the word moist. Nothing that the word moist reminds me of is bad. Number one, the rainforest. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. It's a beautiful part of our planet. Two, cake. I'm still not seeing a problem. A nice, moist, spongy chocolate cake with fluffy buttercream frosting. Perhaps a cherry on top. Perhaps a little frosting flour. Oh, sumptuous. That's two. Number three. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's the other thing that moist makes us think of. It just is. And I can't do anything about that, neither can you. Say it with me now.
Meow, there are surprisingly few cat sound effects in Epidemic Sound.
It's not a problem. The word moist makes us think of, which is a problem. Why? Let's grow up. Okay, can we do that? Can we be mature? Oh, let's talk about seafood for a second. This is always a really controversial topic for me to discuss because I'm from New England and seafood's great here. I happen to not like most of it. I'll eat like a salmon or a swordfish, but shellfish is where stuff gets kind of complicated for me. I hate crab. I think crab is disgusting. I hate it. They look like spiders, first of all. Don't love that. I don't like that, actually. I don't like anything about it. And I've spent hours watching seafood boil mukbang videos trying to understand the apparent, like, primal, innate human desire to eat crabs. And I just don't feel it. It's like trying to learn a language from another planet. If you're a crab enthusiast, you might be thinking, this bitch has only ever had imitation crab or what? I've had both imitation crab and real crab, and I don't like either of them, but I will concede imitation crab is much worse. It's disgusting. I'm really picky about shrimp. I'll eat a battered and fried shrimp because I'm an American person. There's almost nothing I won't eat if it's been battered and fried. That's what I love about this country. But ooh, if you try to serve me a pasta dish with shrimp in it, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I will make you rinse off the noodles for me. Disgusting. Disgusting! One time when I was in college, I ordered Chinese takeout with my friends, and I got a dumpling, and I bit into the dumpling, and there was just a whole shrimp in it. Among the pork. Within the pork was like a full cooked shrimp. At the same time though, I love sushi. It's like I'm Fanny Dooley from Zoom. Why do you think that is? How does that make any sense? I don't know. And I like shrimp sushi too. I don't like spicy tuna though. And as I said before, I hate crab. I will, ooh, bitch, if you try to serve me sushi that has crab in it and you don't tell me, I hate crab. I'm indifferent about lobster. I like lobster, I do. I had my own lobster to myself a couple summers ago. My friend had a seafood boil at her house. And it wasn't a seafood boil. We separately boiled several seafoods. I will not eat a clam. I will not eat a clam. And I will not eat a mussel. Mussels look so fucked up, girl. And the lobster that I had was a little on the sweet side, which was kind of disorienting. But I liked the claws. I did not vibe with the texture of the tail. It felt like the way it was segmented, it felt like biting into a bug of some kind. I didn't like that. Scallops are okay, but sometimes scallops have sand in them, and I have terrible scallop luck. Most of the scallops I've eaten in my life have had sand in them. I had a very special experience earlier this year. In February, my roommate wanted to go to this very upscale seafood restaurant, and we went there, and they had raw oysters. And she ordered raw oysters. Guys, I had 4 raw oysters, I think. I've never had a raw oyster before. I never wanted to eat them before because they look awful. They look terrible. They sound terrible to hear someone eat. They look nightmarish. I cannot believe. I don't even understand how human beings started eating oysters. Did we observe like some otters at play and we're like, oh, we should get in on this too. They seem to be having a great time sucking slime out of those rocks they have to crush into pieces. I did not like them. I did not enjoy eating them, but I'm glad that I did. What else is there? Should we just talk about meat? I'm so weird and kooky and wacky and random about meat. I have very many meat rules, my MRs, my meat rules about my consumption of meat. That makes me sound like it's like an ethics thing. I mean, it kind of is. I was a vegetarian for like a year. It was not that long. I just tried to lie to you people about how virtuous I was. For about 7 months after I graduated from college, I was a vegetarian. I lived with 2 very knowledgeable vegans when I was in college. They were like vegan high priests. Like they knew everything. They walked the walk. They talked the talk. They were like capital V vegans. And I learned a lot from living with them. I learned about nutritional yeast from them. And you know, when I think about where my life would be today if I hadn't gotten into nutritional yeast, well, I don't think about it. And I do cook a lot of vegetarian meals for myself now. Not vegan meals because I cook with a lot of butter. I do not eat meat as much as maybe the average person does. And a lot of that is because I cook for myself all the time, and I'm so scared of preparing meat because I don't want to get salmonella. Also, I am so bad at defrosting things ahead of time. And unless you're going to eat meat soon after you buy it, you have to put it in the icebox. I've had half a chicken from Trader Joe's in my freezer for like 6 months. I'm so scared of getting salmonella. Like I don't play fast and loose with eggs like some people do. I don't overcook my eggs, but like I have been halfway through eating a homemade breakfast sandwich and put the egg back in the pan because it was looking kind of suspicious. Like when it has parts that are clear, like not yellowy clear, like from the yolk, clear. That's not how I'm gonna go out. That is not how I'm going out. That is not how I die. I cook with sausage a lot. I like a spicy Italian sausage. No, I'm gonna be mature and I'm not gonna make that into an innuendo. But like, you get it. Volare. Anyway, what are the meat rules? When I order a steak, when I'm out in public, I always get it medium. I'm not like so much of a freak about salmonella and rare meat that I get my steaks like well done. You know, like I have some home training. Like I do like to cook the hell out of meat, and I don't make steaks for myself, so it's not like I ever need to cook the hell out of meat. If I'm eating like beef of that nature, I'm at a restaurant. I never buy beef. When is the last time I bought beef? We're a pork household. We eat a lot of pork in this household. We use ground pork. We get pork sausages. Ooh, you know what's good though? A chicken sausage. Trader Joe's makes a chicken apple sausage that's so sweet it'll rot your teeth out. Rare, like really rare, like pink meat, I don't like it. It scares me. Like when I see videos on TikTok of someone making a beef Wellington or a seared duck breast or something, and it's like the color of my water bottle on the inside, I know it's correct or whatever, but I'm like, are you sober? I am like a weirdo freak about chicken. Oh God, the whole, I don't even know if we have enough time for me to explain all the intricacies of chicken with me. I will not, under any circumstances, well, I will do it on some circumstances, sometimes I have to, eat chicken off of the bone. Sometimes people don't know and they like make a roast chicken because it's a normal thing to make, and then they plop part of the chicken that's full of like, like bones and gristle and slippery parts and strings. I will not eat a chicken wing. I will not eat a drumstick. I will not eat a flat. I won't, girl, I don't even like boneless wings. I don't trust it. I don't like the differences in texture on the inside. I like a tender and that's it. I'm not eating a drumstick, bitch. Chicken drumsticks have like one bite of normal, non-weird texture meat on the inside. Has anyone noticed that? And we're all fine with it. It's like one good bite of like normal meat. And then you got sinews and oh my goodness. Leftover chicken. My fellow Americans. We're in a quagmire because there's no way to reheat chicken that'll make it taste the same. You'd think with how popular chicken is, we'd have figured this out. If you microwave the chicken, you might as well burn your house down because it's gonna get that chicken, that like leftover chicken flavor. If you know the leftover chicken flavor, please talk about it because I can't describe it. It tastes like sweaty. It makes me so sad. Because in addition to tasting bad, it's like, well, if I had eaten this yesterday, I wouldn't be wasting money right now. Whenever I have to reheat chicken, and I only do this with like chicken tenders, by the way. Whenever I have to reheat chicken, I like cook the life out of it. It's already dead and I cook the life out of it. I turn it into nothing short of a charcoal briquette in that air fryer, mama. It's in there for like 20 minutes. I don't care. I want it destroyed. I'll still eat it. You know, I've eaten some like burnt to hell leftover tenders in my time, but like, girl, I do not want to bite into it and taste that like leftover chicken flavor tastes like an empty hallway. Leftover chicken tastes like Reaganomics to me. It's just bad. Here's a question, and I'm looking for genuine advice on this. How on God's green earth do you reheat a sandwich? I usually put it in the oven, understanding that it's gonna have to be in there for like 100 years in order for the center of the sandwich to actually get back to like pleasant eating temperature, by which point the bread will be burnt beyond all recognition. I have in the past actually, when I've ordered takeout but not been able to finish it, taken apart a sandwich and separately stored its various elements in my fridge, reconstructed them the following day after reheating them all separately in a manner that made sense. Because I can't live like this anymore. And you might be wondering, like, is Nisa just like consistently preparing chicken for herself and buying chicken-centric dishes and wasting them because she can't deal with chicken being left over? No, of course not. When I order like fried rice from somewhere, I don't get it with chicken. I get it with tofu because I'm weird about all meat to reheat. I don't know what's wrong with me. Reheating meat is a fruitless endeavor. It's always bad. I went on a work outing last summer where they took us all out for lunch and we went to a Thai restaurant. And I ordered my dish with tofu and my boss was like, oh, Nisa, are you a vegetarian? In like a completely innocent way, because I've worked with this woman for like 5 years. So like if I was a vegetarian and she never knew, that would be like a weird thing for her not to know about me. And I was like, no, I'm just weird about the texture of meat. And she has children, so she knows being weird about things and texture. So she's like, okay, I get it. But it's like, girl, I am so weird about meat. If it's like too fatty, I have an issue. I hate biting into fat. It's like slippery. Oh my God. Please just like shoot me execution style. I cannot deal with it. Ew. You know what I cannot stand, girl? Liver. My roommate loves liver. She loves it. And I don't get it. Girl, it tastes like cat food to me. And I've eaten a lot of cat food in my time. I'll explain. When I was a child, I would sneak into the kitchen when my parents were entertaining guests on our porch, and I would grab a handful of Meow Mix out of our pet cat's bowls and run back to my room and eat it. I've never had wet food. I want to say. I've never had wet cat food. I've only ever had crunchy cat food. I don't like liver. I've tried it several times. I find the taste of it, the mouthfeel, to be kind of chalky and unpleasant. So I'm not a liver girl. Speaking of liver, do you guys remember that episode of the television children's program Doug, in which he like has nightmares about having to eat liver and onions? This isn't about that dish, but it's about the same show. Whose godforsaken idea was it at Nickelodeon? It was on before Disney, I want to say. To make like the quirky snack food that people eat in the world of Doug, beets.
We never have beets at home. Beets? Why, they're nature's candy, don't you know?
It made child me. I used to watch Doug every Saturday. I was so excited about beets, and I accompanied my mom to the grocery store once as a young child, and I forced her to buy me beets, and she prepared the beets for me, and I took one bite of the beets that night, and I was so excited. They were such a beautiful color. And Doug and all his friends in the TV show Doug loved beets. I took a bite and I spit it back out. And I was a very well-mannered child. I didn't spit out food if I didn't like it. My mom made spaghetti with clam sauce a ton of times as a child, and I choked it down like a good egg because I was a very agreeable, well-behaved child. But I spat it back out because why do beets taste like that? They're disgusting. Beets taste like bloody dirt to me. Not like bloody dirt, like dirt with blood mixed into it. You know what else I hate, girl? Gorgonzola cheese. I don't even know how to describe Gorgonzola cheese other than it just like, it's a blue cheese. It tastes like mold. It tastes like something you shouldn't be eating. It tastes spoiled. You know what else? And listen, I'm not even saying anything about this. I'm not saying it's gross objectively. I'm saying I don't like it. Goat milk and cheese, Mother Mary, I can't do it. It gives me the same mouthfeel almost as liver, where it's like chalky. You know what else I hate, girl? And I've been apologizing. We're talking about seasonings now. I'm apologizing in advance for this. I hate cumin. I'm so sorry. I hate cumin. If my roommate was ever cooking for just herself and did not want me to ask for a single spoonful of whatever she was eating, she would just load it up with cumin because she loved cumin. I'd walk into the kitchen and I'd be like, oh God, you've put that stuff in there, have you? You know what else? And I'm gonna apologize to the entire country of Italy here. I don't like oregano. It made shopping for pasta sauce really difficult for me when I was a younger adult and I used to buy jarred pasta sauce because so many have too much oregano in it, to the point where I could taste it and it would ruin my pasta. I no longer buy jarred pasta sauce. I just buy cans of crushed tomatoes and I make my own pasta sauce whenever I want like spaghetti. Wifey, if anyone's, if that was important information to anyone, I am a really good cook. I am a fantastic cook. I used to think that I was a really bad cook, and then I realized I just wasn't giving myself a chance to have learned anything, and then I just did it more and I became a very good cook. I'm not amazing and I get stuff wrong a lot, but like, I'm a damn good cook. Like, just like, you know, if anyone's thinking of asking me any questions, my ring size is 15. I don't know, it's big. I have big hands. Should we measure hands? Put it on your computer screen, get it all oily. I wanna see. I feel like that's probably a good place to wrap it up. No, it's not. I didn't talk about fruit. My camera's dying, so I'm trying to be quick, but like, she can wait. I hate blueberries. I don't like blueberry flavored things. I don't like the mouthfeel of blueberries. I don't like how sometimes blueberries are nice and crisp and tart, and other times they are like mushy and sweet, which is not blueberries' fault. Fruit just ages and then doesn't taste as good, but it's not the peak of ripeness. But I'm holding it against blueberries specifically because I don't like those little sharp pointy things at the top and how they're like weird and like kind of mushy but kind of not on the inside. Ooh, I don't like blueberries. Ah! I like blueberry muffins though. I will not eat a banana that is less than 40% brown. The browner it is, the sweeter it is. And if there's a stitch of green on that banana, it is not passing through these lips. So I'm gonna go, but thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to follow me on other websites, I'm Nisi Pisa on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and PickleFan2002 on Tumblr. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to use code Nisi Pisa for 10% off at checkout at your local opinion store. Bye!